Well, happy Wednesday, everybody. Skip Jeffries here in the kitchen. Promised to do a juicing video here after I did the unveiling or unpack of this product. I think it was like last week or so. But anyways, I've had some time to kind of mess around with this here and come up with I guess I got in the habit this week. I started juicing for like a morning shot that I have got going in the morning. So I kind of took what they gave me in the book and kind of added some stuff, and I'm adding a little bit more tonight. We're going to start out here. We've got some organic smooth, I guess it's sienna peppermint tea, so it kind of adds that minty hint in the shot that we got going on. I've got 2 cups of water that I'm going to add to it. I want to go ahead and steep this for about maybe a minute or so. We'll do 2. Kind of let the microwave take care of that. So I normally do, it's 2 cups. I made it last week. I did 4. It was a little strong, so we're going to kind of keep it down to 2 tea bags for 1 per cup. So normally this recipe kind of calls out for I guess we can probably start juicing and cutting and doing all this at once. Kind of save some time here. Grab a knife and a cutting board and we'll rock and roll with this thing. But anyway, the product here is the Ninja Juicer, and it's a no clog one. So to me, it provides me another option when we have those abundant spurts in the garden, where you get those weird shape fruits like this cucumber here with a little nub on the end of it. It gives you another avenue. So I mean, it makes kind of hard cutting these into pickles because you get those weird shapes and it just looks funny. It doesn't look good when you kind of give a jar to somebody as a gift, or you give it to family. It kind of frown on it if the slices aren't even, or the spears aren't even and looking nice. So we'll go ahead and start here. I normally start with the celery. I highly recommend washing all your vegetables and whatever you put in it before you do it. Like I said, the Ninja's pretty easy to operate. We've got our little, I call it the compactor, but they've got another name for it. Got your massive pitcher, and like always, when you begin to juice, you want to make sure that juicer button down in here is in the open position. Now, I heard complaints online that it was kind of noisy. I didn't think it was too bad, but I'll let you guys be the judge of it. We'll go ahead and kind of start with our celery here, and they recommend no longer than like a 2-inch by 2-inch type slices. So normally I just kind of slice everything up and just start juicing. We'll go ahead and turn this bad boy on. Simple. It's got a start, stop, same button, and then they've got a hold to rotate button in case stuff gets jammed up. We've been using the high filtration filter on it because I don't like a whole lot of pulp, and it's easier to down in the morning. So this is my morning routine. I came home from work and I realized, man, I'm out of juice, so we got to juice it up for tomorrow morning. So as you see, it's not that noisy, so we'll just go ahead and, I mean, sometimes it self-feeds, sometimes you got to use the pusher on it. And you have mixed reviews. I mean, you go through a lot of product to get some juice. That one there might self-feed, we'll see. I guess you don't want to overload it either so you don't jam your blades up. Oh, that's not a little crunchy. But I've used it, this is the second time I've used it. I'll probably use it a couple more times this week. There's a Bloody Mary recipe I want to try, and I may or may not film it, but as you can see, our juice is coming or flowing down below here. I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, like they always say, what you put in versus what you get out is pretty shocking. And normally it's your higher content fruit, like you'll see with the cucumbers, where you get a whole lot more juice. But surprisingly, I didn't think I'd be a fan of anything with celery, and I do like celery sticks, but celery juice always kind of turned me off. And we thought of the idea of starting the juice. We got this pre-juice biotics that we picked up at Sam's Club the last time we were there, and it was really good, and they had a similar mixture of concoction that I've got going on here. So that one kind of tore it up. Now sometimes if you hit that grinder just right, it'll tear into it. So looking at what, almost 3 stalks of celery, you don't get a whole lot of juice out of that bad boy. You'll see the difference with the cucumber, and we'll go ahead, I guess you could cut the 2 inches again, but you could cut the bloom and the stem end off. I'm just gonna send it because it, you see here, it grinds it down to a fine powder. We'll see if these pieces will fit. We'll have to quarter these too. I'm kind of sad in there fun. There we go. The old grind action going. And a lot of people are thinking that's a lot of work to just get a little bit of juice. To me, try it. I don't think you'll ever go back to not doing it. And then the good thing too with all these grind up things, you could, I've been putting it in the compost. pile I have outside by the garden. So pretty much nothing goes to waste. I bet you I could do that with all the pickling cuttings that I get too. Kind of grind up whatever I don't use for pickles and turn it into juice also. And them cucumbers just don't want to self-grind. But I mean, as you can see, you don't get any of the seeds or the pulp with that fine strain filter that we've got on there. We're gonna go ahead and start the steep on our tea here. Gonna hit that off to the side. I wanna try some carrot, see how this thing takes a carrot. Not a whole lot of juice on there. We'll set this off to the side to steep. Let's go ahead and add our apple. That's another high juice content. And last time I cored it, this time we're gonna just kind of send it. And we might have to cut it a little bit thinner here. Take that stem out. I'm sure the grinder would take care of it. That's a weird looking dust. We'll go ahead and we've got some lemons that we need to use up too, and they recommend peeling them in the guide or the owner's manual, so we're gonna go ahead and peel these bad boys. Try not to lose a lot of our juice. I think it worked better when I just peeled it as a whole. So we got our ginger we're gonna add. We'll kind of quarter that. Go ahead and add our lime. See if we can peel this bad boy. Watch our juice content here. We're getting kind of close to the fill-up point here. So let me throw in, I wanted to try a pepper. See how that would do. To add a little bit of kind of a spice to it. And I've got some leftover cucumbers that we had from lunch today. I think we hit our juice max here. I was gonna add a second apple, but I think that put us over the top here. But this will get me by till tomorrow, or for tomorrow. We'll go ahead and shut that off. Honestly, I thought the noise level on that thing wasn't too bad. I mean, I was expecting louder based on the reviews, but pleasantly surprised. And as you can see, you've got quite a bit for the compost. This is what we got from that pile of veggies and cucumbers and everything else. Kind of a weird tasting or weird looking shade of green brown, but it's actually pretty good. I think our tea is steeped pretty good, and we got to look for a container to mix all these together so I can pour them into a, so we'll go ahead and grab a spoon. We'll finish getting all the remnants out of this tea here. The idea, you want your tea kind of to cool. I just kind of add, and we'll stir both mixtures together. I've got to find me some jars for tomorrow. But anyways, we tried to go to Aldi's because they had these juicing containers, and by the time we thought about it, Aldi's didn't have them anymore, so we're on the lookout for that because I'd like to have some single serve stuff. But I used some water bottles the last time and it worked out pretty slick, so we'll probably end up either doing that or I'll see if I can have a jar and maybe I'll try to vacuum seal it to kind of give it its freshness taste. Let's see if we can do a quick taste test here, since this is a newer brand with a couple extra added ingredients. Ooh, that's pretty good. That pepper added a little bit of spice to it on the end. But anyways, folks, I mean, like I said, we'll continue juicing. I think I'm going to try to continue the juicing for into July and see how that does. Normally, what I've noticed this week, this is Wednesday. I've been doing it since Sunday. So I've got, what, almost 3.5, 4 days in. And I noticed it's kind of a pick-me-up in the morning. I get this rush after I down it. I only do like an 8-ounce shot in the morning, so. But anyways, folks, if you got a garden and you're looking for another option outside of pickling and making all kinds of different recipes or dehydrating, the juicer is a nice mix to add to it. And the Ninja Easy Clean or No Clog unit itself, relatively affordable, about $127 on Amazon. It may have gone up a little bit because I ordered it during Prime Days and got that discount. But anyways, it's definitely something to check into, and it's easy cleanup mess. I mean, it takes me probably less than 5 minutes to clean this thing up and get it ready for the next juicing session. But anyways, folks, pretty simple process. I mean, it's not rocket science. But anyways, thanks for watching.